What is up, everybody? This is your host SuperSight and welcome back to another video of GoCity. So welcome everyone that's new to my channel. I know GoCity has just gone global a week ago, so it's a pretty fresh game. So now I thought I'd just go through a couple of minor weird tips here and there while we do a bit of gameplay. So one of the most obvious things is if we go to the Wii shop, well, it's not obvious, that's why I'm just explaining it. It took me a while to figure all this stuff out. But anyway, as you can see, you've got the commercial buildings and the industry buildings. So yeah, there's this sort of like, if we go to this thing right here, wait, if we exit that and we go to there, you've got the four different types of things. You've got residential buildings, commercial buildings, and industry buildings, as well as decorations, kind of a form. Now the one that you really want to focus on is getting all the industry buildings and getting all the commercial buildings. So as soon as you can buy it, you absolutely want to buy it. Residential buildings, they're all more or less the same. Like, they are a little bit different, and also just because I have a lot is because I started the game before they did a rebalance, and so that's why I was able to buy a heap of buildings before that all changed. But so don't mind that. But yeah, the commercial buildings, which currently, as you can see, I can't buy any of them, and the industry buildings, I can't buy any of them either. The reason why they're so good, because you want to generate as many coins as you can, as fast as you can. And look at that in the top left, as you can see the coins over the XP. So this is the old minor wee bug here and there, but it's pretty good. The industry buildings are the things that actually produce you the resources, so you want to be doing that non-stop. Now, as well as that, you always want to be tapping the coins non-stop like that, and so all of these buildings continue to get to make you more and more and more coins. So keep getting those, keep refreshing them, tapping them, as well as tapping the people in that, or the cars or whatnot. Now, if you stay in one spot on the map, it allows you to build up lots and lots and lots of coins, which is really good, because then you can just tap more and more and more and get a whole heap of coins. Now, you can basically play this game from home, which I'm doing right now, which is partly because I haven't bought new data, so I can go actually play it outside. But basically, all you need to do is make sure you have enough roads down when you go out and about, and place all the roads down. Then when you get home, then you can just play from home and just build all the buildings without actually being there. So yeah, make sure to always collect the coins, make sure to place down plenty of roads when you're out, because it's really frustrating if you get one that is, anyway, that you get one that's like build a certain amount of roads, because you have to go out and do it. Another thing is always complete these tasks if you can. That's really helpful, and they have little tips here. So this one here, we just need a little bit more. So if we go like that, get that one there. Is that enough? Oh, we need one more. And do this here, and then we get a task upgrade, like all of this, which is 1,300 XP, which is huge. So the XP is the really big thing you want to get, because the XP bonuses of leveling up actually really big. Like that there is actually huge. It might not look like much, but new small sawmill, workers, resource storage, all very good. So we'll collect this right here. We'll claim that and get all those things. So the XP is the thing you really want. See this one here, now I have to buy chunks of road. Now in order to do that, I have to go out and actually do it, unless you skip it. But also another thing, I wouldn't recommend skipping. I think the skipping is very expensive. Like, I've barely spent the only cash I've spent is accidentally, but I haven't spent much. But you get very minimal cash. Like, look, 12 for a whole level, and you 85. So like masses of work. Just so don't skip them. And if you do skip it because you're paying money, just skip the chunks of road. Although you still want to build the chunks of roads, but if you are home, that you can skip that one. But you need to build enough roads anyway. Okay, so that's one thing. See, there we go. We keep tapping these, keep getting the coins. Another thing is always tap all the energy things, and as you can see, I'm full, which is kind of a pain. So you want to keep the energy things going and going. You want to keep, that's the really, like the buildings, like the resources, you want to keep the flow going. You want to keep the energy non-stop producing, and you want to keep these machines that produce this kind of stuff non-stop producing. In my situation, I'm maxed out, so I need to start building, and so then I can keep producing. So you want to keep all of the energy things always producing. You want to keep all of the resource things always generating resources. Now, sometimes you don't have enough energy to do that, so don't worry about that if you can't. And go for the low value ones if you can, such as the ones that are 6 and that, because they give you better value. If we tap here, oh, we can't even look at the stats of it. That's kind of a pain. It's a big pain. Big oof right there. Okay, well, if we go to this here, does it show us? If we go commercial, not the commercial, the industry, can we see the stats? Okay, yeah, so small stone factory, right? And there's a few different things you want to consider. Like, you want to, like, well, you can do it based on XP, but for example, well, for this here, production duration 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes you get 6 resources. Okay, that's for a small stone factory. And if we go to like a large stone factory, tap here, it takes 1 hour and 5 minutes for 19 resources. Now, if you times that by 6, right, because it was 10 minutes, so it's actually, well, 6.5, but let's just go with 6, right, to make it an hour. if you were to get 6 times more resources of the 6, you should be getting 36 resources. So as you can see, it's much better value to do the low value ones. Assuming, like, if you have enough energy to do them all, go for it, go do them all. But if you only have a small amount of energy and you're actively playing, do the ones that give you the lots of energy. Another thing is, if you go away, right, if you're about to hop offline, make sure you put the ones that take ages, so it will produce for the longest amount of the time. But even so, they don't last that long. It's only like an hour. But that's another thing. So you want to keep right now I'm in a bad situation. Well, it's a good situation in a sense because I've maxed it, but actually, as in, it's not good because anyway, I should be building buildings right now, but I'm explaining the tips. But you want to keep producing the energy, keep getting the coins non-stop. Like, just all there we go. We got a cop. The cop cards are awesome. They give like the heaps. They give like 400. So keep producing stuff non-stop, and keep producing the energy non-stop, and keep producing as non-stop, and keep building as much as you can until, but sometimes if, for example, you can hold back a little bit on the building if you've got almost none, and you know that there's probably a building one coming up, because it's almost always either it's upgrading something or it's building stuff. So either way, you want to be able to do the achievement as quick as possible. And some of them, for example, this one here, it's easier with the upgrade ones. There's some little buildings that are really see the ones that's interesting because they only you can destroy oh wait, no, cancel. But as you can see, max upgrade level is something key. It's either 1 or 4. It's crazy. There's no 2s or 3s, but see, it's 1. They're hopeless, actually, the 1s, because they just take up a whole heap of space. You can't even upgrade it, so it's kind of, you can't get the XP more from it. It takes up lots of space. So the ones that are really helpful, ones like this that are 4. Now this here is one of the most brilliant buildings because it's cheap to build, it's quick to build, and it gives you a heap of XP, and you can upgrade it 4 times, and it's small space. So this here is like, for me, like my favorite building of them all. It's just such a good value one in terms of getting XP, in terms of being able to get the upgrade achievement quickly. It's small, doesn't take lots of space, and it has 4 upgrade levels. So there was a point where, due to not wanting to build more roads, I just build these, and then just build them, upgrade them, destroy, build, upgrade, destroy, just to get the XP, because getting that XP up level is really, it's just a means of getting XP. You don't actually need the buildings, which is kind of weird. But yeah, the buildings are just, for me, I just see them as a means to get the XP, to get the up, because I want to max the level, although I did want to get to 20, but now the next level is like 45 or something crazy, so I won't be doing that. But yeah, you want to keep upgrading. You want to keep getting the level ups, because the level ups are really, really important to get. And because if you get to that's huge. Like getting an extra worker and that speeds up progress even more. And then eventually you can get to the point where you get more stuff to upgrade. So that's some of the main tips I would recommend. I'm just trying to think of what are the obvious ones. And then of course keep working on these tasks as much as you can. Now in this situation, from my gameplay, it doesn't look like I'm being productive, and I'm not, because I'm explaining it to you. But yeah, that's just, I'm just saying some of the different things. So yeah, keep getting these buildings here, all of them, keep getting the energy buildings, keep getting the energy. You want to keep that flow going. When you're actively playing, keep the energy going, keep the buildings, keep producing stuff, keep building, and keep getting that XP as much as possible. And now it's starting to see, as you can see, a wee depository of vehicles building up. Now sometimes it takes like about, I don't know, maybe 15 to 30 minutes for it to really build up. But the pain of doing that is then you can't really move around because you're just waiting here. But this is a hugely positive way to get coins if you're just like sitting at a desk and doing some sort of computer work or whatnot. I don't know, and you can just every like minute or so just go tap and just get masses of coins really, really quickly. So that's yeah. So we got that. We got this here, and you can get the daily specials and that. Since they used to be all so cheap, but since I would recommend buying daily specials if you can afford them. So for example, buy those because they're cheaper and it's easy to get them. You used to be able to buy masses of buildings. That's how I got so many. But now as you can see, this, you might as well buy them because they're nice and cheap relatively. So there we go. So yeah, I'd recommend buying the daily specials, and always buy all of them. Now decorations aren't that important, although they're still nice, and there we go, the bouncing all the coins, and they're still good for making your city look nice, and so they're always worth putting out. But yeah, that's there's other tips there'll be that I just haven't thought of to tell you this video, but that's sort of some of the main ones I'd recommend. Regarding the keys, I don't really know what the best strategy for the keys is, whether it's just to go for the 1-1s or the maximum ones and that. I haven't really played much with those because they were sort of a later addition in that. But that's some of the main tips. If you follow them, you'll be on your way to maxing out your account, quicker. The population thing, that is you don't need to worry about that so much. The level is very key, because then you upgrade more resource buildings quicker, and then you can progress faster. So that's really what you want to be. Your coins, you don't really need to. like you should be able to make enough coins, but it's definitely way quicker just to buy 1 million. And you can buy a heap because, for example, you get that max pack for 169. Another thing, the higher the bulk thing, the better value they are. So I wouldn't recommend buying some bucks. It's much better to get like a pile of bucks over some bucks and a suitcase of bucks over a pile of bucks. I got it on the wiki, not the GoCity wiki about that. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions you have about GoCity in the comment section, and I'll try my best to answer them. And yeah, currently there's no sort of clans or hoods or groups you can sort of join in game, but there's, you know, it's like this community where you're welcome to chat and ask questions. And yeah, I hope and share your scores or stuff like that, how many buildings you got, what level you are, what's your population, how many coins you're at, all that kind of stuff. Feel free to do that. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time. I do one video a week, so be back next week. Have an awesome rest of your day, and see you later.